Thank you so very much, Dean Mansour, for this opportunity given to us to say a few words about what's going on here at the residence Cheikh Ahmadou here in Touba, next to the great mosque of Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba himself. So every year, as you know, with the Mouride community, with the support of Mouride TV, Isbutara here, Daira, they organize, kind of get together to recite the panegyrics written by the Sheikh himself, Cheikh Ahmadou Bamba, to mention it. And then today, the chosen panegyrics is Ya Rabbi bil Mustafa, which is a 7-verse poem, very short poem, but full of meaning, full of good deeds. So, and here we can mention some formal remarks. As far as the poem itself is concerned, we have a poem which has no title, and then this is done on purpose because the incipit is playing the role of the title in this poem. And then the very first, the second remark can be the length of the poem, as we said it a while ago. 7 verses. It's very short indeed, but it is very important, and then we recommend you, this panegyrics, Ya Rabbi bil Mustafa. And then the third remark can be the context, or when did the Sheikh write this poem. And then it is said that it was written during a period of a pandemic, an epidemic which was causing very huge ravages, very huge damages to the community. And then it is said that those disciples, went to the Sheikh and then was asking him to help them take the better of that epidemic. And then in response to their solicitation, the Sheikh composed this poem, and we can notice that from the beginning of the poem, the very first words of the poem, he said, Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And then in our tradition, we know that this is a response to someone who already great you. So this showed that it was a solicitation from those sheikhs, and then the sheikh himself composed this poem in response to their solicitation to help them get rid of that epidemic. And then the first word of the poem are a kind of instruction sheet. When we talk about instruction sheet, when you buy a medicine from the pharmacy, you know there is an instruction sheet, meaning how to use this medicine. And then the sheikh himself said, I recommend these verses to you, which are a remedy, or a remedy for every illness, a protection against every enemy attempt. So that was, the aim of that panegyrics, which is, I can mention it again, 7 verses. 7 verses do put together can be, considered as a panacea. You know what a panacea is? When we translate it in our local jargon, we would say njafan. This is a mixture, a combination of different efficient medicines to come to get rid of a medicine to be healed from an illness. This is what we can notice is also the respect of the hierarchy. The Sheikh in his writings always respects that hierarchy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala got him and then his beloved master to mention the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The allow of the prayers is perceptible from the verse, the very first verse. In this respect, to the combination of the Sheikh combines decorum and scrupulous respect to the hierarchy, as I said it a while ago. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the second, and then he used what we call an apostrophe to mention the name of the Prophet Muhammad. He calls him Al-Mustafa, which is a beautiful name, and then he adds the descendant of Mudar, the intercessor of his community, both the Bedouin and the townfolks. This first verse is overloaded with consideration to his master, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The second verse, which forms a pair with the first one, incorporates a particular punchline. Indeed, the Sheikh mentions, protect us all, from all harm, meaning diseases, everything that can be a barrier between the Muslims and and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here, the configuration of the poem begins to emerge in verse 3. The outer combines continues saying, protects the community of the chosen one, the most poor, from all that is directed toward them. He did not mention here a brotherhood, he did not mention a community, but the whole Muslim brotherhood, the whole Muslim community. And the fourth verse, he said, keeps Satan out of their ways forever. And then verse 5, it's not only until verse 5 that the Sheikh starts talking about disease. In these words, remove calamities and all diseases. This shows that there are more corrosive causes of harm than disease. Abandoning the worship of Allah, Satan, any ill-intentioned person, and so on and so on. And it should be noted that the Sheikh reconciles illness with a note of hope. In these terms, he said, which brings security and happiness. And then in verse 6, he talked about quietude, which is also a kind of security and happiness. And the closing prayer in verse 7 is made up of resplendent words like prayer, blessing, purity, and peerless. So Mansour, as we can say it again, this poem is a set of different combination of different remedies to treat the Islamic Ummah. Thank you so very much again, and have a nice afternoon.